The corporate bro code, the only code you'll ever need.
The biggest lie in the Indian corporate history is that when you hear somebody say that they are having a perfect work-life balance. I mean, do we? If you're a person who is working from 1:30 to 10:30 shift, you know how this whole thing works. Pretty much from 1:30 till 6:30, your calendar will be like very open, and then like you'll be having peaceful time. If you're a product manager, you're going to be having time to work on the requirements. And if you're a developer, you are going to be having that peaceful time to actually focus on coding. But now, once the 6:30 rings, the stateside partners are going to log in, and then your calendar is going to be pretty much booked. Sometimes it's going to be double booked or triple booked, or even more than that. Welcome back to the Corporate Bro Code. I mean, it's time to stop talking about the boundaries and then start protecting them. If you work in this 1:30 to 10:30 shift, you would literally know what happens. Because the first half, which is 1:30 till 6:30, the day is pretty easy. You will have some time to do some focused work. You can also spend time on doing some learning, have a tea break, or go for a walk with your friends. But now, after 6:30 is where the challenge comes in because the stateside partners log in. So what's going to happen is your calendar is going to be booked, maybe double booked, triple booked. In my case, I do have situations where I have like 5 different meetings at the same time and I need to prioritize which one I'm going to be attending there. So you are going to be in back-to-back calls right from 6:30 till 10:30. Now think about it. Most of the meetings are going to be continuous. You are not going to be having any time to even grab a cup of water or go for a restroom break. Right when it hits around that 10 p.m. is when you are going to realize that, oh my God, I have been sitting in the same place for close to 4 hours. See, I need to be honest. I get upset when I see some meetings which are scheduled past that 10:30 time. I mean, no matter how many times we repeat that we work from 1:30 to 10:30, the stateside partners just consider it as a conversational material and they never put in any effort into understanding as to what that means to us and how long we will be working. They don't really understand that 8:30 to 9:30 is the peak dinner time in India. Unfortunately, a lot of calls get set during that time and most of us don't even have time to have a peaceful dinner with our family or friends. See, it just gets a bit tough when the Indian colleagues working in states do this to us. I mean, they have worked alongside us here. They know how the dinner time works. They know how the traffic works, the transport department works in the office. When they do this, it's kind of being sabotaged by a trusted friend. The one thing that gets me real mad is that when they say that, I know it's a bit late, but let's get done with this. I mean, what do they think about us? I think it's time for us to respect everyone's time. Instead of using that phrase that I know it's late for you, I would say you need to find a better way in organizing the meetings and then maybe schedule a meeting the next day to catch up on what's happening. When I was working in the service industry, I have had friends who were in US. Ultimately, they will not log in early. So my bus used to leave around 6 o'clock. So every day I had to wait until 8:30 for that person to log in. I'm talking about the early days in my career where I was so naive, didn't understand that, okay, so I'm being taken for a ride and I can push back. Unfortunately, that was not something that I was taught and I had to learn it the hard way. So now every day, at least for like 1 to 2 years, that I had to travel using the office cab and I used to reach home around like 11:30. Now think about it. My normal shift timing was 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock. So I used to leave my home around 7:30 in the morning. And now I reach home around like 11:30 in the night. This is exactly where we are starting to see a very big difference in the way how millennials are handling these situations and how Gen Z are handling them. Millennials in the tech teams are often taught to just accept the fact that they have to work and complete the work even if it's after shift hours. But this is where I really admire the Gen Z mindset. I mean, they know how to set the boundaries right. A millennial who is sitting in the same call as a Gen Z, and then when a Gen Z utters these words that, yeah, I need to catch my cab and this is a hard stop for me, I'm pretty sure it's going to give a panic attack for this millennial because ultimately they would have thought that, yes, why didn't I even do it in the first place? But it never happens. That's how we have been brought up. At first, it may look odd for the old corporate workers, but believe me, the Gen Z are doing the right thing at setting the boundaries. They are treating this entire work as a professional agreement and not as a personal sacrifice. So, this is the place I want you guys to be very mindful. I mean, if you are not setting the boundaries right, what's going to happen is that you are still going to be sitting on a call and ultimately going to miss out your office transport. See, the office transport works like this. There are fixed timings by which the cabs have to leave because they are being tracked online. So now the cab drivers are not going to wait for you. So what's going to happen? You are still on a call at 10:25. The cab leaves at 10:30. You are getting notifications in your phone. What you do? You switch the call from your laptop to your phone. You still continue attending the call. You pack your bag. You run down the stairs. You catch the cab and continue with your call. I mean, do you think is it really necessary to do this? If you set the boundaries right, just let the people know on the call that you have a hard stop coming because you have a cab to catch. Do you think they are going to say, no, you should do that? But have you ever tried that? That's where the problem is. You setting the boundaries right is what's going to get the conversation started. If you are still watching this video and wondering, okay, so now that we still have work to do after 10:30, but how do I get out of this? I will give you some practical advices that will help you. The main thing is setting the boundary. Let's say when somebody is setting up a meeting, just ensure that you are declining the meeting invite the day prior to the meeting, saying that it falls outside of your working hours. That will give them time to reschedule the meetings. Another important thing is your food intake. I mean, I know like sitting in calls continuously for 3 to 4 hours is going to be really hard. So make sure that you are packing some fruits in a box so that you can eat the fruits right in your place. Fruits don't emit more smell, so I don't think there will be any issue eating fruits in your workplace. Another important point that I want to stress is don't hold on your restroom breaks. I mean, it will have long-term health impacts. Don't do that. If you want to use the restroom, just say BRB, which means be right back, and then go use the restroom and come back. If it's a very critical call, people would really understand that you have been on continuous calls. Nobody's going to say no for your restroom break. Hit in the comments section as to what is the worst experience you have had working late hours. I'm your bro. This is the Corporate Bro Code. See you in the next one.
The corporate bro code, the only code you'll ever need.